So upon killing the Abyss Watchers and lighting the bonfire that spawns after their defeat, you can either take this time to go back to the shrine to level up or purchase more firebombs for the upcoming area. But we are not gonna we're not gonna bother with that. We're just gonna proceed straight into the catacombs. We are going to use Spook. Line up to the right side of this pillar, drop down, and roll to the left. We're going to roll straight in here and keep moving. Do not want to stop. Want to manage your stamina very well so that you do not exhaust it, because there are going to be skeletons that spawn up here. We're going to keep to the left side. Very important to keep to the left, because there are traps to the right as well as skeletons that you can aggro. Make sure, again, to stay to the very left so that we do not disturb this guy. There is a very small chance that a skeleton will be able to chase you all the way from down there, but I would say about 95% of the time, this will be the exact outcome. They will de-aggro. If they do chase you, you will have to just jump down here and ignore what we're about to do right now and make a YOLO dash for the bonfire. But for now, we're just going to take care of these rats. So once we ensure that no skeletons are chasing us, we can then align our character to throw some firebombs to kill some rats below before jumping down. I'd recommend having about 20 firebombs at this point, just in case your accuracy is not perfect. Depending on your dexterity level, you'll be able to one-shot these rats with firebomb throws. However, we haven't leveled up our dexterity yet at this point to a sufficient level to do that. So it takes 2 throws, which is fine. As long as you have the firebombs, it's okay. One more rat down here. And we are going to ensure that we fall to the left side here and not too far to the right. There are more rats to the right that we do not want to disturb. We're then just going to hug the left wall here. Head up these stairs. We're going to wait for this ball to pass us. And we're going to run back here to grab some Titanite, large Titanite. And now we're going to rest at this bonfire, or rather we're just going to light this bonfire. And the reason that we're going to light it is in case Walnir gives you extremely unfortunate RNG where he summons skeletons. Very unlikely case, but we're going to get this backup bonfire so that we'll have a bonfire that we can homeward out of the fight back to safely. Now, the rats are already dead down here, so we don't need to worry about them, since we did not sit at that bonfire. Before approaching the pillar directly in front of us, we are going to be met with the AI of this mob. Now, this mob can do 2 things. Its AI can get stuck on this pillar and stand completely still, or the AI can trigger its walking path towards this pillar that we are going to be walking towards. Now, what is going to happen is this mob is going to walk around this pillar, and we are going to walk around the other side at the exact same time, utilizing a stealth strat to get by very safely. Now, if this guy gets stuck on this pillar and doesn't move at all, you guys can use stealth around the left side of this wall, and he will not see you guys whatsoever. I'm going to show you guys both situations so that you can get a feel for what happens. So his AI has started its walking path. We are going to walk around the exact opposite side that his AI takes. Once his AI has reached the other side of the pillar, you are then free to keep moving towards Walnir. So to show the path that we're going to take to evade the skeleton that gets stuck on the pillar, we're simply going to go into a weapon art stance with our straight sword and make sure that you guys hug the side of this wall very, very tight. Now, the skeleton is not here right now because I have killed him off screen just to make this part a little easier to show you guys without anything going wrong. And it's very unlikely that he'll get stuck on this pillar. I just wanted to show you guys the path that I take. It's also a good thing to point out that you guys will want to continue this path and not end the weapon art too soon, because he will be right about right here. Right beside this pillar at this point. And I like to make sure that we have a wall in between us before I let go of the weapon art and continue down the path. So we're going to continue down this cave pathway, ignoring all the enemies and crystal lizards, as we do not need anything that they have for us. Very important to stick to the right here and open up this shortcut. Now this shortcut's only going to be used, like I said, if Walnir gives us exceptionally bad RNG, where you guys might need a homeward bone. So this will allow us to get back to Walnir safely without needing to deal with the skeleton on the wall, or sorry, down on the pillar that we just dealt with. Now we're going to make sure that we have full stamina, hold a sprint here because there are skeletons popping up behind us right now. And we're going to get across the bridge and simply just do a running attack to break the bridge to ensure that no skeletons will make it behind us as we proceed to Walnir. Once we open this door, we're going to go straight to Walnir's goblet and take care of him. So upon Walnir's defeat, we are then going to proceed into Irithol to grab the Pontiff's right eye ring from the Pontiff beast that spawns on the bridge. You do not yourself, the player, you do not need to go get this at this point. You can wait until later. The routing is completely up to you. Again, this is simply just showing the strategy used to obtain the ring. So we're going to have a charcoal pine bundle equipped, and we are going to use a visual cue on the ground to stand on. And the visual cue is a big white splotch of snow right before the second pillar here. So we're going to stand on this white blotch of snow, use a bundle, and do 2 L1s. Depending on your damage here, you could probably even get away with 1 L1 before the stagger takes place. We're going to take a riposte, back up, because these flailing motions actually have a hitbox. Again, depending on when you come and do this, you might not even see this animation. He might die a lot quicker. But we're just going to finish him off to grab the ring. And we're going to immediately equip it. From here, we're going to go back to the shrine and level up. So upon coming back to the shrine, we are going to actually do tree skip and grab some large titanite as well as a titanite chunk, along with the covetous silver serpent ring. So what I visually look for when I do tree skip is I like to run up at a 11 o'clock angle to get the most height possible before turning a right angle once we reach the apex of our height to jump onto the roof. Alright, once we're on the roof, we're going to grab these 3 homeward bones and proceed to the crows to drop a firebomb as well as a black firebomb. We're then going to drop down the back, open the chest to grab the covetous silver serpent ring. We're going to put that on right away. And then we're going to proceed to level up and upgrade our weapon. So after spending your souls however you feel like here at the shrine, we are going to then go ahead and teleport directly to the Crystal Sage. So the run up to Sage can be somewhat tricky. We are forced to run through a room filled with hollows, and we are going to take a direct line through this room to avoid all enemy encounters. The line that we are going to take is up this staircase, and we are going to be very wary of stamina management the whole time. There is a certain point in this room that triggers this mob up here to start attacking you. We're going to manage our stamina very carefully until we hit that point to ensure that we have full stamina before running through this room and we hit the point on the ground. The point on the ground is right before this grass right here is when his AI will start triggering. So once we reach this point, we're going to proceed up the stairs, strafing all of the attacks given by this guy. We do not need to worry about dodging this guy in particular. All we need to worry about is managing our stamina. And we are going to proceed up until the next area. Now, once we run up the stairs, these two enemies are also going to wake up and chase us, the player, out this door as we proceed to Sage's arena. We're going to again manage our stamina very, very carefully onto this bridge, but when we enter this room right here, we're going to be met with a spear enemy. This spear enemy, a lot of the times, will do nothing and allow us to pass by, but sometimes he can attack you with his spear. So we're always going to preemptively roll when we reach this point through this door to avoid any attack in the back. And we're going to keep moving up the left here, all the way up these stairs, and we're going to take a right through the top into this archway. So we're going to go ahead and show you guys that in real time. So from the bonfire, we're going to be very cautious of the two stick-wielding enemies. We're going to let them get a little distance from the door before we approach. We're also going to be cautious of the dog here to our left and not get too close to aggro him. Once the stick guys have given us an appropriate distance, we're going to proceed, manage our stamina very, very cautiously before everything triggers. You'll see here, by holding a straight line, you'll strafe an attack. We're going to have full stamina here and roll to the left. Doing so will cause this situation to play out exactly the same every single time. Very important just to keep a jog here and not sprint. Very important to hug the perimeter of this wall to not aggro anyone below us. We're then going to use a charcoal pine bundle and do a plunging attack on this enemy. We're then going to run up here, hug the left side. This enemy will do absolutely nothing every time. Sometimes he can shoot a missile at you, but it's easily telegraphed. It's also noted that you can actually hide behind this wall to prepare for your Sage fight. Whenever you are ready, you can proceed a little further into the arena, and the Sage will spawn.